The first time Arman Mehra told his father he was in love, Rajendra Mehra did not look up from the newspaper in his hand. In love, Rajendra repeated calmly as if tasting the words for flaws. With whom? Her name is Kavya, Arman said, unable to hide the smile in his voice. She's a schoolteacher. She's kind, honest. She doesn't care about money. That last sentence made Rajendra finally fold the paper and look at his son. Everyone cared about money, especially when the name Mehra was attached to it. Rajendra Mehra was one of the wealthiest industrialists in the country. His company towers scraped the sky. His signature opened doors across continents, and his fortune could buy entire neighborhoods. He had built everything from nothing, clawing his way out of poverty with sleepless nights and ruthless decisions. He trusted numbers, contracts, evidence. He did not trust words like love. Bring her to dinner, Rajendra said evenly. A week later, Kavya arrived at the Mehra mansion wearing a simple pastel salwar kameez. No designer labels, no diamonds. Her hair was tied back in a neat braid and her eyes carried a quiet confidence. She greeted Rajendra with folded hands. Namaste, uncle. Her voice did not tremble. She did not stare at the marble floors or the chandelier above her head. She spoke gently, respectfully, and when she laughed at something Arman said, it sounded unforced. Rajendra observed her like a businessman assessing a proposal. She answered questions thoughtfully. She spoke about her students with affection, about her widowed mother with responsibility in her tone. When Rajendra mentioned Arman's wealth casually, almost carelessly, she only nodded. Money did not make her eyes widen. But Rajendra had seen masterful performances before. After she left, Arman looked at his father with hope burning in his eyes. Well, she is pleasant, Rajendra said. But pleasant is not proof. Proof of what? Arman asked, hurt slipping into his voice. That she loves you, Rajendra replied quietly. And not your name. Arman's jaw tightened. You think everyone is calculating. I think the world is, Rajendra corrected. 2 days later, Rajendra made a decision that surprised even himself. If the girl was genuine, she would remain so without the mansion, without the cars, without the illusion of power. He would remove the illusion. The following Sunday, Rajendra dressed in worn clothes he had not touched in decades. A faded shirt, loose trousers, sandals with cracked soles. He removed his watch, the one worth more than most people's houses, and tucked it away. He smudged a bit of dust along his sleeves. At the construction site of a new Mehra Industries building, he spoke to the supervisor privately. For one day, he said, I will stand at the gate. No one must recognize me. By afternoon, he looked like any other aging gatekeeper, sitting on a plastic chair by the entrance, a register in his hand. Arman had told Kavya he wanted to show her a project he was proud of. He did not mention that his father would be present. When their car arrived, Rajendra's heart beat in a way it hadn't in years. Not during mergers, not during court battles. This felt different, personal. Arman stepped out first, smiling. Kavya followed, her dupatta fluttering lightly in the wind. As they approached the gate, Rajendra lowered his gaze. Stop, he said gruffly, pretending to check the list. Who are you here to see? Arman frowned slightly. I'm Arman Mehra. The old man did not react. Kavya glanced at Rajendra and offered a small smile. We're here to visit the site. Is it okay if we go inside? Rajendra looked up slowly, meeting her eyes for the first time. There was no recognition in hers, only patience. Visitors are not allowed without permission, he said. Arman pulled out his phone, slightly irritated. Let me call the supervisor. Before he could dial, Kavya gently touched his arm. It's all right. He's just doing his job. She turned back to the gatekeeper. Uncle, it's very hot. Have you had water? The question caught Rajendra off guard. I'm fine, he muttered. Without hesitation, Kavya opened her handbag, took out her own water bottle and extended it toward him. Please take some. The sun is harsh today. Arman looked confused. Kavya, we can just... It's okay, she whispered. Rajendra stared at the bottle in her hand. No disgust. No reluctance. Just simple concern. I cannot drink from your bottle, he said, testing her. I am just a gatekeeper. Her brows knitted slightly, not in offense but in confusion. Just a gatekeeper? She repeated softly. There is no just and honest work. The words hit him harder than he expected. She placed the bottle beside him anyway. Keep it, she said. You'll need it more than I do. Rajendra felt something tighten in his throat. Still, he pushed further. You are dressed nicely, he said. You must be from a good family. Why are you marrying into rich people? Easy? Life? Armin stiffened, anger rising. That's enough. But Kavya answered calmly. My life is already enough, she said. I am not marrying money. I'm marrying him. She looked at Armin then, her eyes warm. If tomorrow he loses everything, she continued, her voice steady, I will still wake up beside the same man. That is what matters. Rajendra felt the ground shift beneath him. He had expected politeness. He had expected rehearsed humility. He had not expected this quiet dignity. And if his family does not accept you? He pressed. Kavya's smile softened. Then I will keep respecting them. Love is not a transaction. It is patience. The simplicity of her words broke something inside him. For a moment, Rajendra saw himself decades ago, standing barefoot outside a factory gate begging for work. He remembered the sting of humiliation, the burning promise he made to never feel small again. In chasing power, he had hardened himself. And here stood a young woman, powerful without armor. Rajendra stood up slowly. His hands trembled as he removed the cap from his head. Do you know who I am? He asked, his voice no longer rough. Kavya looked puzzled. Armin stared at his father, realization dawning. Rajendra straightened, wiping the dust from his shirt as if shedding a layer of disguise. Workers nearby froze as whispers spread. I am Rajendra Mehra, he said quietly. Kavya's eyes widened, but not with greed. With shock. You, she began. Yes, he nodded. I wanted to see the truth. Armin's face flushed. Dad, you didn't have to. I did, Rajendra interrupted softly. He turned to Kavya. For years I believed class was proven by wealth, he said, his voice thickening. But today, standing at this gate, I was reminded of something I had forgotten. His eyes glistened. You saw a gatekeeper, he continued, and you saw a human being. Silence wrapped around them, heavy and sacred. Kavya swallowed gently. Sir, respect is not about status. It is about heart. A tear slipped down Rajendra's cheek before he could stop it. In all his years of commanding boardrooms, he had not cried. Not when he signed billion-dollar deals. Not when competitors tried to ruin him. But now, in front of a dusty construction site, he felt humbled in the most profound way. He folded his hands before her. Forgiven, old man, he whispered. Kavya quickly stepped forward. Please don't, she said softly. You were protecting your son. Rajendra looked at Armin, pride and relief washing over him. You chose well, he said. As the three of them walked into the site together, the sun no longer felt harsh. It felt warm. For the first time in years, Rajendra felt rich in a way his bank accounts had never made him feel. Because true class, he finally understood, was not inherited, displayed, or worn. It was revealed in the way you treat someone when you think they have nothing to offer you. And that day, a billionaire learned humility from a schoolteacher who carried more grace in her simple bottle of water than he had ever carried in his empire.